guys, this is Animat, and welcome back to the Muppet Vlog. Now this time we're going to be looking into the 21st episode of the 4th season of The Muppet Show, which features Doug Henning. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with who Doug Henning is, he is actually a magician of both stage and television. He started out doing some magic tricks on the stage, and he even did some performances on Broadway. In fact, he even helped out doing some illusions for concerts like Earth, Wind & Fire, and some for Michael Jackson. And he even helped out working on some projects related to magicians, where he was the producer and the star of the Broadway musical Merlin, and he even helped out writing the biography called Houdini, His Legend, and His Magics. It wouldn't be until later that he decided, well, actually no, during that time when he was doing all his magic tricks, he was actually doing a lot of NBC specials called The World of Magic, and that actually got a lot popular where he ended up making several of them. But then afterwards, after he was done doing all of his magic, his career went into a completely weird and different turn, which is Canadian politics, where he was the senior vice president of the Natural Law Party of Canada. Now, his recognition wasn't really on top there, but I will say, for an independent political party in Canada, he did actually do well. Canadians might probably understand when I'm saying this, when I would say that, at the very least, Natural Law did better than the Green Party at the time. So, going into the episode that Doug Henning actually appeared in, I would have to say that it really is a lot of fun. And this is one of those episodes where it really did focus on the theme of magic, which really did work. Really mixing in the elements of magic that Doug Henning is really known for, and also the Muppet comedy. Now, there is a bit of a backstage story, which is actually revolving around Fozzie. And he was trying to do a bit of a magic trick where he wanted to do the classic, like, pull the rabbit out of the hat. But it ended up really backfiring when, like, it's not just one rabbit, just literally rabbits were shooting out of the hat like crazy. Like, it was coming out like wildfire. And what ended up happening is that all the rabbits were just following him and calling him daddy. But the thing is with these rabbits is that they're just a bunch of little trolls, because every time Fozzie tries to do another magic trick, they just immediately reveal it. Like, whenever Fozzie would want to try, like, make an egg disappear from a handkerchief, like, they would always say, oh, it's like he's wearing, like, it's in his hat. Or whenever he's trying to do the classic Indian rope trick, he's just they're all just pointing out how Scooter is holding a little string trying to bring up the rope. And, you know, like, they're trying to really screw him up. But, like, it's from there where we do see a lot of the comedy, and it really does work out well. This is definitely one of the better episodes where Fozzie Bear is the main subject of the story. But not completely the main subject, because of course there is the special guest star, Doug Henning. And may I say, his magic tricks here, they really are impressive. Like, they really do astound me, I must say. And the reason why I say that is because when you would bring in a magician onto television, some people might not really be impressed, because some people might expect that, oh, it's just, you know, television trickery that showed the magic and stuff like that. But keep in mind, this episode was released in 1980, and whenever you would see special effects occur, that is extremely noticeable. It really is easy to tell. In fact, the opening act, where Miss Piggy sings the song called Magic, which you Looney Tunes fans might actually know it very well, considering you hear Bugs Bunny humming it all the time, like, na 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 na, because it's magic. Yeah, that song. It actually has lyrics. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, is that with Doug Henning, like, it definitely does feel like real magic what you're seeing. And some of them really are the classic magical acts that he has done. He started out doing, you know, where, like, someone puts it, like, think of the classic, cutting a lady in half inside a box. But like, this is a bit of a more advanced one where you got this demon Muppet and then suddenly his face is where his crotch is. And they even, like, the demon would even come out and, like, that's his new form, which is actually quite impressive. And then there is another little one where Doug Henning tried to make a little, like, he wanted to make Robin feel better, which, by the way, speaking of Robin, there is actually another bit that, like, a musical moment where Robin would sing this, like, you know, a heart-melting number where he would go and sing, what was it? Leave Me Some Magic. And during that time, Doug Henning would just present to Robin, like, 2 little handkerchiefs, and then suddenly they would come to life. And honestly, it's pretty hard to explain how that works, but it really is rather impressive. Plus the fact that, like, you would see them go into the, yeah, you know, they get into the bottle. That really is nice. And then finally, I think Kermit mentioned that this was his signature trick that he developed. And it's pretty much where you would put a woman inside the box, and then, like, there would be this sudden quick change. Like, Doug Henning would stand on top of the box, then, like 1 second just lift up a curtain, and then comes down the woman that he put inside the box. And that was actually rather impressive. There's no camera trickery, no, like, TV tricks or anything like that. Like, this is legit magic that you're watching, which really does add a new layer of, like, interesting factors. But there are some number of sketches and musical numbers that did happen going into my list. Oh yeah, there was actually the shortest veterinarian's hospital I have ever seen, because it does involve with Fozzie's rabbits, and all it is just, like, Rolf noticed that there are a bunch of rabbits on the hospital bed, and he keeps pulling them out and realizes that, like, they're just popping out of everywhere, and that's literally it. And all he says is that, oh, this is a hair-raising experience, and that's it. Like, the sketch ends. There is also another one related to the rabbits called Run Rabbit Run, where there's this, like, hillbilly who wanted to go and shoot the rabbits. Then there's also another one, like, technically they're called the Switcheroos, but they don't know what their actual name is, but it's pretty much them singing "There'll Be Some Changes Made." And during that bit, like, all it is a bunch of generic Muppets, and suddenly their bodies and their heads would continuously switch, like, all the godforsaken time. Which, in a way, I guess you could say that is the TV trickery right there. But then, like, this is Muppet magic, I guess you could say. But yeah, overall, I would say that this was definitely a fun episode to watch. This is, like, definitely one of the most enjoyably fun, where you see some real great magic done by Doug Henning, and you also get some great Muppet comedy with Fozzie Bear and many others. So this definitely is a highlight of the season, and I definitely do recommend this. It is definitely fun to watch, and especially if you are a fan of watching magic shows and stuff like that, this is definitely the episode for you. So anyways, that is pretty much it for this episode, so I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see if the magic will continue upon the next episode. But we will only know until next time, so see you later, dudes!